Guess who's back? Back again. Aaron Talks Films is back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Who's back? Hello! Yes, that's right, I'm back in new space as well. I've actually got room to move my arms. Look, isn't that amazing? I used to be in a little cupboard. But yes, I am back, and I decided what I would do, because I'm back now and it is the spookiest time of the year. That's right, it's October, it's Halloween time. I love Halloween. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, not Halloween movies, because that's been done. I know this is Aaron Talks Films. I know you're all thinking, well, Aaron Talks Films, why are you talking about TV shows? Well, remember when you're growing up and you used to watch TV shows and they'd have like a special Halloween episode, and just how out of the way, out of the normal that was, and it was just so weird, and there's nothing like the actual TV show that you're watching, and it's just complete 180, and it just brings you like a new sort of sense of the show and the characters. Well, I used to love them growing up. So I'm going to go across 4 of my favourite ones from when I was growing up. So every week I'm going to be bringing you a new one leading up to Halloween. And yeah, it's something different. It's something interesting to me. And what I'm starting off with, one of my favourite TV shows growing up, Boy Meets World. Absolutely love Boy Meets World. It's one of them shows that I grew up, and we was the same kind of ages. So as we're growing up and going through all these trials and tribulations of going into, you know, teenager and adulthood, I went through that as well. So I've got a very soft spot for Boy Meets World, and one of my favourite episodes is said Halloween episode, and it's titled And Then There Was Shawn. Now, I've just watched this episode again. I've not watched the whole series in quite a while, but from what I can remember, just previous to this episode, Corey and Topanga, 2 of the main characters, they broke up. Can't remember why, I can't remember how, I don't know who done what and where, and I don't know the whole ins and outs because I didn't go back and watch previous episodes. But what I do know is they are no longer together. Shawn blames himself.
This breakup is now having severe ramifications on me.
So it starts off, the characters go into class, and Corey and Topanga, they're trying to stay apart, so Shawn has to sit in the middle seat. He never used to like sitting in the middle seat. He always liked sitting in the back, so that Mr. Feeney couldn't see him. So he's sitting now in the middle between Topanga and Corey. Straight away, madness ensues because, again, Shawn blames himself for their breakup. I don't know why he blames himself, but he does. So he causes a bit of commotion in class and they get detention. The main characters, Corey, Shawn, Topanga, Angela, and a little side character called Kenny, who, you know, we'll get back to in just a moment. So they end up in detention. And during said detention, a serial killer turns up because it's Halloween. Now, this episode came out in the late 90s, so that was like the kind of the big boom period when it comes to, you know, your screams and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Come back to that as well in a minute. So yeah, it's that mysterious slasher kind of feel to it, which is why I like it, because I think it's just out of the norm. And spoiler alert, at the end it was a dream sequence, but they've taken the situation of these characters and they've put them in a different situation. I just think it's kind of funny. So yeah, there's a serial killer that's turned up. I think it's good because during this episode, Shawn uses his knowledge of the horror genre, you know. I don't know why I started so many times there. His knowledge of the horror genre, you know, kind of like Randy does in Scream.
This doesn't make any sense.
It does if you've seen as many horror films as I have. This is classic. The locked door, the scary janitor, the bloody warning, and our soon-to-be first victim.
And it's kind of a play on that. Again, it's the whole boom period. So they take little tidbits from each movie, you know, your Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer and everything else that was really popular at the time, especially South Park. There's a lot of South Park references in this episode. I don't understand why.
Oh my gosh! They killed Kenny!
But yeah, this killer's turned up, so it's strange that they're trying to walk that line between this child-friendly comedy, which is what this show is, and it's got that, you know, after-school special feel to it, because there's always a message that has to get across to, you know, teach the young ones how to live their life. And obviously the horror aspect. So Kenny dies straight away. You know, the lights go off and Kenny gets killed, and then, you know, Eric turns up and references South Park. They kill Kenny because, you know, that's what Eric does in this show. I wrote down in my notes that he's kind of like the comedic aspect of breaking the tension. There's no tension in this episode because we all know it's just a little play on the horror movie genre, but he is there to break the tension, so he uses the South Park reference. Angela, I absolutely love Angela in this episode because she just screams at everything.
No, you scream when the lights go off. The scream when the lights come on takes away from the first scream. Now you're just being loud.
He's coming! He's coming, bro! Oh, me. Okay. Yes, girl, I am the screamer around here.
Hot pitched, screaming every moment that she can. And again, that's a trope that they use in horror movies. They're kind of mocking in a sense, and I think it's brilliant. I just think it's great. They've plucked that and said, we'll take the mick out of that. Kind of like what Scream did. Scream was you know, like a play on the genre and kind of, you know, pointing a finger and laughing at it kind of situation. So I appreciate what they've done there. I think that was great. Obviously, all throughout, we're having little moments between Corey and Topanga where they're, you know, they're getting their wires crossed and they're still arguing because of the whole breakup situation.
Okay, Max, stop attacking me, okay? You've given up your right to attack me.
And Sean's getting in the middle because he still blames himself. That's what the whole point of this episode is trying to bring the fact that Sean blames himself for Corey and Topanga breaking up, and he wants them to be together because that's all he knows. You know, that's all he knows his whole life is Corey and Topanga being together. So yeah, they venture out into the halls, and then there's more deaths, unfortunately. Poor Mr. Feeney. Feeney dies. Feeney gets some scissors in the back, and at this point, Eric runs into another person that just happens to be in the school, and it's Jennifer Love Hewitt.
London? Excuse me? Killer! Killer! You're the killer! And I know you're gonna tell me you're not the killer, and because you're beautiful, you think I'm gonna believe you, but I'm not! It's just like that movie, Killer, Killer, You're the Killer, and I knew you're gonna tell me that
I'm not the killer.
I believe you.
From I Know What You Did Last Summer, there she is, one of the original Scream Queens herself. She turns up, she screams at one point, Angela gives her the whole, I'm the screamer around here, and they have a kind of bit of back and forth. That's funny. But yeah, then it all crescendos in the library. Some more people get killed, some, you know, thrown out of windows, some crushed by books. That's why I don't go to libraries myself, because it's too dangerous. And then the killer turns up and reveals himself, and it's, you know, he's faced with Sean, Topanga, and Corey, and he goes up and he makes Corey and Topanga hold hands. And everyone's like, what? What's going on? Sean takes his mask off, and it's Sean. Sean, killer is Sean. Sean, killer. There's Sean, there's the killer. They're one and the same. Unbelievable. So yeah, it's at this point we kind of think, oh damn, this isn't real. So yeah, the whole point of the episode when Sean wakes up, because again, like I said, it's that after school special need to learn kind of moment. Sean realises that the whole situation he blames himself for, but he knows he's not in the wrong because everyone's going to him. This isn't your fault. This is just what you know. You know, you're so used to Corey and Topanga being together that now that they're not, you've got nothing to kind of strive towards and nothing to believe in. And he's like, yep, hold my hands up. I get it. I'm in the wrong. Not in the wrong, but I get it. You know, I need to kind of step back and let them deal with this moment that they're going through and just take one step to one side and let things go as they may, which is a great life lesson. Really, it's a great lesson for life. some people just kind of need to deal with the things on their own, and Shawn learnt that in this episode. It's a great episode, absolutely brilliant. Like I said, Halloween episode, that kind of just twisting the usual on a TV show that you loved growing up, and then, you know, bringing into the horror element for this spookiest time of the year, October, Halloween, and one of the coldest times of the year. I'm freezing out here. I definitely need to get some kind of heat going. But yeah, this episode I'll give a great 7 Topangas out of 10, because it's again, it's out of the norm. It gives you that kind of feeling of a movie, and they condense it all into 20 minutes, and, you know, they twist the whole genre on its head. Who doesn't love twisting a genre on its head? So yeah, 7 Topangas out of 10. Next week, another very special Halloween episode, and I'll give you a little hint.
Hey, Pete! Where's the beer? The keg on the counter, remember?
I know, right? So yeah, come back next week for another review of a Halloween special of a great TV show. I've been Aaron Talks Films. Like, subscribe, do all the usual stuff, and I'll see you soon.